Good morning, children. Welcome to today's session. Children, yesterday we learned about the introduction of our Earth, the first unit of 9th standard. We discussed a number of issues about the interaction between the soil, forest, air, minerals, and human beings. They interact with each other in order to create this living place to be a better one. We further discuss today about the formation of Earth's interior and regarding the Earth's grid system. So when I talk about the evolution of the Earth, there are many theories behind. As yesterday I was telling you regarding the geocentric theory and heliocentric theory. There is a theory even on the evolution of the Earth. The most accepted theory is Big Bang theory. What is this Big Bang theory? It's an assumption that there was a big blast in the sun. Some of its parts fell outside the Earth's orbit, and later they got cooled down and started rotating around the sun. And this we name it as our solar system, Milky Way. And one such planet which got formed from that blast is our Earth. Earth has got two important movements. One is rotation. This is rotation, children. One is rotation. The other one is revolution. This is sun. It rotates on itself and revolves round the sun. This is rotation. This is revolution. So these are the two important movements of the Earth through which the days and nights are cast and the seasons are cast. We even learned the distance from the Earth to the sun, the distance between Earth and the sun. The path on which the Earth revolves around the sun, we call it as orbit. This orbit is not circular in path, not completely elongated elliptical path. It's little oval in shape. The average distance between the Earth and Sun is 150 million kilometers. Coming to the interior of the Earth, Earth consists of three layers. The outer layer, we call it as crust. The second layer, we call it as mantle. And third layer, this is outer core. And this is inner core. So this is the structure, interior structure of the Earth. The outer layer is the layer on which we are living today. And this is a layer which is suitable for living. This is a layer where we cultivate, we eat, and we live, and where all the gases responsible for surviving are present. When you go into the depth of the Earth, into the deeper to the Earth after the crust, it's followed by mantle. But the most important part of the Earth is the interior part, that is the core. And the distance from the center of the Earth to the top of the Earth is 6,000 kilometers. 6,000 kilometers. Crust depth is only for 100 kilometers. The Earth's center, the core, is still today a hot body. It's so hot that all the minerals present in the core, the heaviest minerals present, are in liquid form. It is so hot. Even the stones get melted there. That's about the core. If we observe the interior of the earth, mantle consists of a jelly substance of all the minerals and the rocks, and this is a layer from which the lava of volcano erupts. When it erupts and comes onto the surface of the earth, it gets cooled down. It will be very hot when it comes out. After a few days, due to the exterior atmosphere, it gets cooled down, and once it gets cooled down, it brings lot of minerals onto the surface. There are many kinds of minerals which are brought due to the eruption of an volcano. So mantle consists of different kinds of minerals which are in jelly substance. Gel in the sense not completely liquid, not completely solid. It's like a paste. So that substance is present here in mantle. So after the Earth's crust, let us now understand about the grid system of the Earth. This is Earth. There are two imaginary lines drawn on this Earth surface. One is the horizontal line, and these are the vertical lines. The horizontal lines are called as latitudes. The vertical lines are called as longitudes. Are these lines originally present on the Earth? No, no. They are only imaginary. These imaginary lines are drawn for the convenience of the human beings to locate a place, to find the time of a place easily. The location of a place on a map becomes easy. The time of a place can be identified with the help of the latitudes and longitudes. There are various uses of latitudes and longitudes. But before we begin, I tell you that this central latitude divides the globe into two equal halves. The upper part is called as northern hemisphere, whereas the bottom one is called as southern hemisphere. So this 0 degrees latitude divides the globe equally into two equal halves, equally into two halves. One is northern hemisphere, the other one is southern hemisphere. This 0 degrees longitude divides the globe vertically into two equal halves. This is the eastern hemisphere, and this is the western hemisphere. So practically speaking, globe got divided into 4 quarters. This is the northeastern hemisphere, this is the northwestern hemisphere, this is the southwestern hemisphere, and this is the southeastern hemisphere. So it becomes very easy for a geographer to identify a place on a map easily with the help of these latitudes and longitudes. Not only for the geographer, even a pilot understands the location of a airport with the help of the latitudes and longitudes. There are very important latitudes and longitudes drawn on the globe. There are 90 latitudes in the northern hemisphere and 90 latitudes in the southern hemisphere. There are 180 longitudes in eastern hemisphere and 180 longitudes on the western hemisphere. So northern hemisphere has 90 latitudes. The southern hemisphere has 90 latitudes. Totally 180 latitudes are present on the globe. This 0 degrees latitude, which is the longest latitude which passes through the center of the globe, is called as equator. From here 90 latitudes, from here 90 latitudes. The 90th latitude in southern side is called as South Pole. The 90th latitude in the north is called as North Pole. Apart from that, the 23.5 north latitude is called as Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 southern latitude is called as Tropic of Capricorn. This is 23.5 latitude south, and this is 23.5 north latitude. The 66.5 northern latitude is called as Arctic Circle. This is called as Arctic Circle, and 66.5 south latitude is called as Antarctic Circle. So this is the equator. This is the Tropic of Cancer, this is Arctic Circle, this is North Pole. This is the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 southern latitude. This is Antarctic Circle, 66.5 south latitude. And this is the 90 degrees south called as South Pole. These are the important latitudes. In the same way, we have longitudes here. The 0 degrees longitude which passes through the center of the globe vertically is called as prime meridian. This prime meridian is also called as International Standard Timeline or Greenwich Mean Time. So we shall understand about the longitudes and how it helps in identifying the time of a place in the next session, children. Thank you.